Greetings, Elder Blacklight here. Saying this to all my brothers and sisters. You better listen up quick, because you don't want to get bit by the devil, vampire, or Dracula. Because if he bites you, you're going to become a vampire. And you're going to bite your brother and your sister. Just like those brothers did Tyree Nichols. Let's get on.
And make himself a floating people. He has to go any place he wants to, but not on anything other than the privilege to.
I think that he's around giving the other man a right to own land, but to own land, to own factories. There are Negroes who own factories. There are Negroes who aren't very many. But
he's going to own land and factories when he's not even given the right to even be a citizen of the country, or rather only in words. How can he build factories and dispose or seek a market for his product to be put on equally with you, when you are the absolutely one that is keeping him in the place of status as he is here? You put him in there. Well, now,
one of the things I always try to do is to avoid arguing with people in the Nation of Islam, because so much of what they say is very powerfully put, and you have put me in a position of arguing about these things.
No, I
don't mean that you
as you have asked me questions, I just wanted to ask you a few on the basis of how the thing looked to you.
Well,
since that your question is for some solution of the present condition of the Negro in America.
I began, I think, by saying that the solution is a very difficult thing, and solutions are not my specialty. I have never written an article proposing a solution for anything.
No, sir, no.
I don't write solutions. I write analyses, and I write to understand things. I'm not a...
I should have said to get a better understanding, and then ask you what have you
Here's what I feel. I think that I treat people as human beings, irrespective of what their backgrounds and origins are. I would like everybody to treat everybody that way. There's a lot of evil in the world. Whether it comes because God wills it or because God allows it or whatever it is, I don't know. But there's a lot of evil in the world. I would like to see it removed. I'm not the kind of person who can go out and remove it. I try to remove it from around me as much as possible, and I try to teach the people for whom I am personally responsible to do likewise. I act as a human being towards other human beings. And as I say, I have confidence that to a certain extent this idea has been developing and spreading to a greater degree than used to be the case. I would like to see us move in that direction. This is the way I look at this. This may be naive, it may be optimistic, it may even be religious, I don't know.
May I say this, that since you say that you know that there is a lot of evil in the world, and you would like to see it removed. How are you going to remove evil if you're going to try and associate evil with good? You can't remove evil by
I disagree with you. I believe that good and evil must be associated. That's the way you remove
evil. Well, then you don't want it removed.
For example, no. Suppose you take a man who commits a crime. I think the best way to avoid, to help a man who has committed a crime is not to put him with other criminals, but to put him among good people. Why do we put him among criminals? Because it's cheaper to do it that way. It's like building a factory. So you take all the sick people and you put them in a hospital, and we know very well that if a man is sick, it's better for him not to be among sick people, but to be among healthy people. And in his own family. But we put them together with all the sick people because they have x-ray machines and they have big equipment and so on. It's a matter not of knowing that this is the best way, but this is the cheapest way. And the cheapest way is not always the best way. So I believe that the way to eliminate evil, when a child does something wrong, and he does an evil thing, I don't mean that he is evil, but he does a thing which is evil, you don't immediately relegate him to all evil. You keep him among good people to show him the proper way. And I believe that this is, to the extent that this is possible, we ought to do it. So I believe in bringing the example of good to those who are evil.
If you have a sick patient, as you spoke upon, that which is a very good answer, yes, to what we are talking of, of good and evil. If you want to cure a person, if you are the physician, if you want to cure that person of a disease, could you cure that person of the disease without going at the root cause of his disease?
Well, let me say yes.
How could you cure him?
No, you could not. You would have to get at the cause of his disease.
You have to get the cause.
Right.
All right. Then the only way you can cure evil, you have to get after the cause.
Right.
Yes, sir. Well, this movie...
I don't mean that. I don't believe that from that it follows that you must separate evil from good. Because there is no such thing as pure evil and pure good anyway, in my view. I think we all have, the best of us, as the old phrase goes, have some evil in us, and the most evil of us have some good in us, in them.
We don't say that
I'm not saying that this is your view. I'm saying that this is my own.
I'm speaking mine and you're speaking yours.
Right.
All right. Let us take a look at this thing. We certainly know that there is some good in everything. We certainly know that. And there is nothing that we have come across that is perfect in good. We have found some defect in good. And we have found so much good until that which we have discovered probably that we could consider a little defect. It is not enough to affect the predominant percentage of good. So it is just the opposite in evil. There is something that's so filled with evil that the little good in it is not enough to affect its dominant.
Those are the easy cases, Mr. Muhammad. Those are the very easy cases, where it's 99% good and 1% evil, or 99% evil and 1% good. But human life, unfortunately, at least the way I see it, is made up of the difficult cases, mostly, where it's hard to know what the balance is. You see, for example, you read what white people say about Negroes. Many white people say, well, they're all no good. Look at what they do. The other day they threw a policeman off the roof in New York, or they did this or they did that. So my answer is, well, not all Negroes do these things. I have met many Negroes who are fine people, and I would prefer to associate with them than to associate with many white people who I regard as evil. Then you say, well, all the white people are devils, and they're evil. When I look around at many white people, and I don't find them evil at all.
You don't find them at all.
No.
Listen.
The one who said that you have not found anything good, a total good. He was just
now look at another thing that whoever has produced the human being the way he is has done, or what we have done, what human beings have done with what has been given to them. Yes.